Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candlelight.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever, friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
And I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll make love to
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging on the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain. Without you, never ever have I ever felt so low. When you're gonna take me out of this black hole. Bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba-doo, bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba-doo, bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba-doo.
Do you believe in
It's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do, to look you in the eye and tell you I don't love
It's
you.
like, whoa, whoa.
Baby, when the lights go out, 'cause I never wanna see you cry.
Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. You ain't
You
running.
are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way.
There are times I find it hard to sleep at night.
Until you're back here, baby. Miss you, want you, need you so.
I'm telling you, loosen up my buttons, babe, but you keep frontin'. Say what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen
'Cause I
nothing.
want it all or nothing at all. There's nowhere left
The
to fall.
world slows down, but my heart beats fast right now.
I'm slipping into the lava.
I don't
The story
care.
of my life, I take her home.
Pledge allegiance to my independent girls in here. Give it to me, I'm
You
worth
don't
it.
know you're beautiful.
I'm worth it. Shout out to my ex, you're really quite the man. You made my heart break and that made me who I am. I got the recipe and it's called black magic.
Sorry, but it's big love.
Kiss me, kiss,
My
kiss me.
universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came.
With that do-do-do-do.
You look so perfect standing there in my American Apparel underwear.
Tell me
And
why.
I know now.
마음이 자꾸 흔들리니 난 여기 네 옆에 있잖니 정신 차려 lion heart.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there, take your family there, but you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes. You've got to be there. Yeah. You've just got to be there. You'll feel free. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off. Ah, good evening, my darlings.
Hello. Welcome to another Wednesday evening. We are joined by... is she going to leave us?
She's off.
She's such a diva. Should we scare her away with our loud voices? Welcome, everyone. We'll do a little roll call. Who's in the YouTube room? Karen Avery, first through the door as soon as we opened it.
She was banging on the door.
Chuck
Let me in.
Tro from New Hampshire, followed then Hayden Davis, Mad Aberfan, Paul Larson, and I think it's not Paul Larson, it might be his wife Angela. Angela, you have to use Paul's account to access us on YouTube.
She's not got her own.
Blink if you need us to send help. Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Dave from South Carolina. Hopefully it's a bit warmer. Ian Allardyce, Cy Slimbo is in, Andrew Chapman, Kath Wells, Helen Boulter said, thank F it's Wednesday, and there's a lot of talk now about it being hump day. NP is in, Mark the Vicar is in, giving a bit of side-eye. Kim Peterson is here from Denmark. Thomas from Wolverhampton is here. Emma Jane Watts. Linda Lee Hughes, my lovely cousin, is here from Stourbridge. Demented Nun is here. Pete Potofsky from Brighton. 7 Network is in. Coral Daft is here. The lovely Coral Daft. Thank you again for your tips, Coral. Coral is our angel. She, our benefactor. Thank you so much, honestly. It means so much. Demented Nun, a.k.a. Jonathan. Joanna Gray. Helen Boulter would like to know what collective noun we should give our fans.
Well, we've been calling you giggle boxers, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been saying the giggle boxers. So you are the giggle boxers. That's where giggle box came from, because we gave you all that name.
And you're all bloody lovely.
Who else? John Anderson, Andrew Chapman, Gareth Jones, Jimmy Riddle Show is in, Claire Beatty, Jason Moore, Cilla Black.
Who are you?
Cilla Black's in.
Who's changed their name?
That's a big surprise, surprise.
That is a big surprise.
We're doomed.
Yes, Cilla's here. She says, I wish you a lot of love with tonight's show. It's all moving so fast. Dawn Lovejoy. And that, I think, is everyone in YouTube. Over to Facebook.
The lovely Neil and Lady V from Blackpool. Lovely Cindy McDuffie. Mark Mondamon Pearson and Milo. The lovely Melanie. Richard Bobbins Duffer. David Hands. Hello, David Hands. The Dame Sue Neil's in the house. Hello, Dame Sue Neil. Been a while, but welcome back, my love. Lovely Keith. Keith's been sending us lots of funny pictures this week.
And Liz. Liz is with him tonight.
Yeah, and we've been loving them, making us laugh all week long.
Mark Hall, a.k.a. High Street.
Richard Bobbins Duffer. Jason Rigby. Tobias Accordingly. It's a very nice name, isn't it? Oh.
The Reverend Accordingly.
The lovely Alex Clark.
Alex Clark says he reckons if the Wig and Slingback was a real pub, it's starting to be like a real sort of locals pub where everyone's got their regular seats and no one dares sit in anyone else's seats. A bit like, what's the one in the American Werewolf?
Oh, you made me miss.
The Slaughtered Lamb. Yeah, it's a bit like that.
It's like where Ina and the other two used to sit there on the seats, didn't they? The lovely Rachel Saunders. Deeks, good evening, my love. Tracy Killick. And she says she's new from Dorking. And she's a big fan of Esme and her necklaces. Well, welcome, Tracy Killick. I bet there's no puckering and Dorking.
Who else have we got? Marty
Gunn Spence. Lovely
Aberdeen.
Marcia and Ewan. Both of you in today.
Ewan's my brother. My big brother.
Sarah Simpson. Ian Baptiste.
And Sandy.
And Sandy in Suffolk. David Hands. I think I've said David Hands.
Yeah, I've said David Hands.
The lovely in-laws, Anne and David from me. Philip Knott.
From Australia.
From Australia. Must be early there, mate.
Dinkum, mate. It's early.
And
David Wickle from Los Angeles.
Leanne McGee.
I'm going to do a Los Angeles voice. What would be a Los Angeles voice? Oh my God, gag me with a spoon. David Wickleton.
Sarah Scarborough Lemon. That's a very nice name, isn't it?
Leanne McGee from Australia as well.
And Sarah's from Indiana.
Indiana. I can't do an Indiana accent. Chicago, Indiana.
Mark Wooden says hello from Wednesbury.
Spencer Carter, the lovely Spencer Carter.
Hello there, DJ.
Yeah, who spun some dicks. Spun some discs. Chris Gilbert from Blackpool.
Sheila O'Neill from Colorado. A while ago.
We've got an international
global group in tonight. Is the a minibus popped up outside?
Yes, it's a coach party. They'll all be wanting their paper plate of chips and fish.
Joel William Hazeldine.
Pash Ashwell from Spain.
Pash Ashwell.
Alan Sarbert King and Ian. Now, Alan and Ian have got an Airbnb in Norfolk, and they would be delighted if we could stay in their little barn. Well, I hope the barn's the Airbnb and you're not just sticking us out in the shed. But Alan will be like the B&B inspector. What was the hotel inspector, the first one who had a bob. He'll put on white gloves and run his finger across your picture frames.
Oh no, I'll be like Alex Polizzi. I love that. I've got a crush on Alex Polizzi.
We've got more names in though. Philip Jacques Fortinbrat, Matthew JB.
Hey, Matthew JB.
Vincent Jones is here.
Hello, Vincent. You managed to get online to see us.
Your brother, Michael Andrew Gibbons.
Miss Shamash is in the house from Kingston upon Hull.
Lee Lockwood. I think that is everyone.
We said hello to Tobias, haven't we?
Alex
Philip Jacques Fortinbras.
Alex is reminding us that the first ever hotel inspector was Ruth Watson.
She was, and she used to say, "Fuck, fuck."
When we saw her,
it's a fucking mess.
We lived in Broadstairs. Remember, we saw her in the in the
quite
car
a lot.
park.
I think she might have had a mum in an old folks' home.
We did see her quite a lot, didn't we? But she
She'd
wasn't.
she'd come out of the car with a bunch of flowers, and then about an hour she sort of came back.
She used to upset me with her big buttons, didn't she? I've never been a fan of a big button on a coat. I think that girls with big buttons,
And we
sort of pretending to be like little girls.
We were ever so freaked off when she gave up the hotel inspector, and when Alex Polizzi was, who's this Polizzi woman? And then I fell in love with her.
Alex is wanting to know, do you have an Alex Polizzi wig to do her? I think we have got one, haven't we?
Darling. I do, darling.
I think I wore one as Henry in Neighbours.
Yeah, we've got a little spiral perm.
Lots of talk doesn't surprise us, in the YouTube room.
Deeks, I've just read what you've written. Be careful what you wish for.
Lots of... it's got blue in the YouTube room.
Oh, because Jason Darcy's not in.
Yeah, Jason Darcy sends her apologies.
She's out. She's out gadding about like an old tomcat. And she says she's sorry she can't be here, but she'd like to say hello to you all. So it'll just go completely either less blue or more blue without her in there.
BG Bear is in, says hello. Lee Fern would love to know, what do we think about Neighbours being axed?
Oh, it's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? But it's had a long run, hasn't it? I'm 30-something years.
35
I mean, to be honest,
years?
I haven't watched it since the old days, really. So, I personally won't miss it. But it's sad it's going.
It's sad for like everyone that's employed, because it's like a company closing down, really. There's huge amount of people that it's like their 9-to-5 job, that they've worked on it for years, that suddenly like all their...
And it's going to be sad for the
careers
viewers,
are over.
who the youngsters who follow it. It's not nice when any series ends. I liked a little drama series called Home Fires on ITV, and they suddenly just stopped that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I was right for it. Some of you might have remembered it. Do you remember it was? It had that lovely actress in it. What's her name? Oh, I can't remember what her name is. Anyway, the sort of end of series 2, a Spitfire comes and crashed into the post office, and then that was it. Just left it like that.
When was it on?
It was ITV about sort of 5-6 years ago.
Oh, really? Quite recent?
Yeah. I
don't remember it.
Had Samantha Bond in it.
Yeah, they'll do some big sort of ending, wouldn't they, for Neighbours? But it's not over. Sky have started teasing little things in the Twitter world about Neighbours and stuff. So someone might Someone might take it on. Who knows? They should get us in it.
Ratings will soon pick up.
Ratings would fly if we were in bloody Ramsey Street. Do you remember they had lots of English actors in it for a while? Denise Van Outen was in it for a bit. And I think Emma Bunton was in it. I think Baby Bunton was in Neighbours.
Yeah.
Was Baby Bunton in Neighbours, anyone? I think she was. Home Fires. It was about wives in a village during the Second World War.
And please, somebody tell me the name of the posh lady in it, 'cause I actually love her. And I've completely forgot her name.
Alex has said there's an audiobook that finishes the story of Home Fires. Who was in it, Alex? Who was the posh lady in it? Mark Hall loved Home Fires, amazing cast and stories, was a ratings winner.
Francesca Ennis. Is it Ennis? Ellis?
There is a Francesca
Ennis.
Yeah.
I love her. That's the name.
RTE, which I think is an Irish channel, are in talks with Fremantle apparently. So it might not be the end of Neighbours. They've sort of said it was going to close, I think, like for the last few years. Plain Jane's back in it. Melanie is back in it.
There's a lot to...
Des was back in it.
There's a lot to say.
Clive Gibbons is back in it. Francesca Annis. Sorry, Peggy's tottering about, so you can hear her little claws. Samantha Bond, Mark Hall says, was in it.
Yeah, with some others as well.
Samantha Bond sat behind us in a very small theatre when we went to see a production of Macbeth. And some people in the audience whooped when a couple of the witches came on to bow. And Samantha Bond turned to her son and said...
Never do that.
Never do that.
And we stopped whooping, didn't we?
We weren't whooping.
We weren't whooping.
It was a very funny production.
It was. It was three witches.
They all had wind instruments.
And one was like stirring the cauldron with an oboe. And I went, oh, here we go again. It's one of them.
Michael says hi to Peggy. Peggy's gone off into the other room.
She's gone off in a sulk.
Samantha Bond, of course, was Miss Moneypenny for a while. Have we spoofed The Good Life? We haven't done The Good Life. There's only 4 characters, but we will do it.
We will.
We want a really quiet weekend.
We need it. Again, we need good weather. You know, we don't have good weather at the moment, so it's hard to do outdoorsy stuff.
My mum and dad are in the room, Dave, so behave.
Is Dave at it again?
No, Dave's asking. Dave said Jamie and Alan's folks in the room, so my folks are here. Yeah, but my dad's a naughty chap. He'll giggle along with a lot of you.
Oh, you can be blue. You can be blue and filthy, but not too filthy.
Here we go. Linda Hughes has said, really, I do remember the Maudsley boys growing up, so that's me and my brothers. Games of Consequences, which was a little game where you fold bits of paper and write funny things down, got very near the mark, as I remember.
I bet it did.
I know, we were quite rude, weren't we?
Well, 3 boys, of course you would be. Somebody said, is Peggy sniffing out the ghost of you-know-who?
Oh, don't keep mentioning
It's
that.
a big surprise, surprise, surprise.
And Cilla's just saying, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Pete Potosky, I'm not sure what it's in reference to, but says, I think her daughter is in it, Sky Mangle. And he loved Joe Mangle. I love Joe Mangle. I think I had a bit of a crush on Joe Mangle back in the day.
Did we see Joe Mangle in a play? Vegemite Tales once. Was he in that? No.
We've seen him on stage, but I don't know if it was in that. But we have seen him on stage, and he presented The Big Breakfast for a while. Mark Little, I think his name was. Yeah, I had a bit of a crush on him. Angela, not Paul Larson, so Angela, Paul's wife. I think she's in California. How is the big job, Jamie? Big job means something different here, Angela. But yeah, my big job, it's good. It's fine. Busy. It's kind of taken over my life, really, hasn't it?
Yeah. But we're still here.
So I'm working on all the handouts. So everything that I'm going to give the students, I'm working on right now. Then next week, I've got a week kind of polishing everything that I'm presenting. And then the week after is when I do it. So I start. And I'm doing it at like 2 a.m. in China and Australia.
Well, you're not in there.
No, I'm here.
Home.
I'm in this room. And then later on that day, I'm doing America and South America. And then I think a week later, I'm doing Africa and Europe.
Oh, your face gets around a bit, doesn't it?
It does.
She's a wonder to watch.
MP says, my sister used to fancy Joe Mangle. And I used to take the piss out of her for it. Let me have a look. I can't see it. Sky left years ago. Clive, Jane, Melanie, and Paul are the old characters in it. Now, Paul Robinson's never left it, has he?
He's never left it, has he? He's never left that watering hole. What's it called? Watering hole?
It was the watering hole.
Is it called the watering hole?
Yeah, and then they changed the name to Shay Shez.
Lassiter.
Which always troubled me because they were spelt the same. C-H-E-Z, C-H-E-Z. So if you were going to it, you'd never call it Shay Shez. You'd say, are you going to Shay Shay?
Yeah.
Or Ches. But I think you'd say Shay Shay. Anyway, that troubled me.
I think, yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, was it the only programme that was repeated twice in the same day?
Well, it was, and I think Home and Away most probably was as well.
Oh, yeah, then that started, didn't it? Not long after. I mean, that's not going anywhere. That's still staying, isn't it?
I don't know. It's Home and Away.
Is it still going? I don't know.
Still on Channel 5. Surely if they're getting rid of Neighbours, they'd get rid of Home and Away. We're watching a Channel 5 series at the moment. We've not finished it, so no one spoil it.
Nobody. Oh, somebody will spoil it, so don't mention it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we should. Do you want to say it?
Yeah, don't spoil it. No one spoil it. But it's called The Teacher, and it's got Sheridan Smith in it. Like, she's in everything at the moment, so don't mention anything that she's in. But it's filmed in Hungary. It's set in Bradford, but they filmed it in Hungary.
Only because I had a bit of a whinge this week on Facebook because I said I'm so fed up of the credits of programmes either being shrunk to the side or just speeding past really quickly while some announcer then promotes the next programme. And then, funny enough, we looked at the credits of The Teacher on Channel 5 and noticed that it was all sort of Hungarian and Polish names.
And then when you know that and you watch it, you notice like all the plugs sort of weird in their houses, light switches. Everyone's got massive double doors, which we just don't have in England.
That's not Bradford.
Yeah, just suddenly you realise it's not in...
I never saw that in Bradford.
Alex Johnson, thoughts on the new Grange Hill movie? Unless some of the 80s cast are in it, I don't see the point.
No,
I didn't know there was going to be a Grange Hill movie.
Well, I had something that there was going to be a movie. I mean, like The In-Betweeners or something, or...
Grange Hill was quite serious, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I can't see a move. I don't know. Would it be... There must be like it might be like the new Wentworth. Just use their names. Like there'll be a student called Minnie McCluskey or something.
Yeah. There'll be people in it. I guess like Ziggy or something. It'll be like an older dad of someone or things like
or
that.
Mr. Ziggy the caretaker.
Yeah.
Mrs. Rowland the dinner lady.
What time are we at? We're at 20 past. Let's have a blast from the past. So we like to delve into the Isolation Creation vaults and give you a little treat. So let's have a look what we've got in the vaults for you tonight.
And that was Sunita again with a new entry, So Macho.
Smashing. And here's what you've been looking forward to, this week's Top 20 Countdown. In at number 20 is the Pet Shop Boys, What Have I Done to Deserve This?
Down to number 19, it's Tapao with China in Your Hand.
New entry at 18 is the Bangles with Eternal Flame.
It's a non-mover at 17 for the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl with Fairy Tale of New York.
Up to 16 it's Debbie Gibson, Shake Your Love.
Down 10 places, sorry Renee and Renata, Save Your Love.
Up to 14 is Kate Bush with Hounds of Love.
No change this week for the Proclaimers with I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles.
It's a new entry at number 12, Banana Rama, Nana Hey Hey Kiss Him Goodbye.
Up at 11 it's Culture Club and Karma Chameleon.
Sadly it's down 8 places for Sonia, You'll Never Stop Me Loving You.
No change at 9 for the Wham Boys with Club Tropicana.
Up to 8 for Eurythmics, There Must Be an Angel Playing With My Heart.
It's another new entry, St Winifred School Choir with Grandma We Love You at number 7.
Down 4 places for the Rennell Girls, I'd Rather Jack at 6.
It's a non-mover at 5 for Bros. When Will I Be Famous?
Another new entry straight in at 4, Freddie Mercury and Montserrat Cabal. I can't say it, little man, read it. With Barcelona.
Down one spot to number 3, it's Kiss. Crazy, crazy nights.
She's finally off the top spot. It's down to 2 for Madonna with Vogue.
And that means straight in at the top spot, this week's highest new entry, Kylie Minogue. I should be so lucky.
I forgot how dead-eyed my Kylie goes.
That's
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
ages ago we made that. Dave said something. Dave said, I like this persona of you, Jamie. Dead eyes and dry wit. So he's a DJ called John Peel, who used to present Top of the Pops, which was every week on TV. And you could tell he just didn't love any of the acts that were on it. So he always kind of presented them like that. And Alan was playing a DJ called Janice Long.
Oh, who recently passed away.
Recently passed away, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad we did that in one day, didn't we? So we took all the photographs and then had to put it all together.
And we were like thinking, which Top of the Pops DJ do you want to be? And we went through all the lists and we plumped for those two, didn't we?
Yeah, we thought they'd be a fun pairing. Yeah, so that was... How many... David Hans has asked, how many costumes do you actually have? Where do you stash them?
Oh,
we have a room.
Loads,
with,
loads.
A couple of like clothes rails in it. And loads of stuff. And lots of shelves of wigs. So the costumes, we've got loads. But the wigs, we've got loads of wigs. Alan's
Some have
got a
been
wig
donated.
habit.
I bought some from charity shops. A lot of the costumes is from charity shops, bits and bobs. When we first started, we did have costumes when we first started, but we didn't have a lot, so we were doing like using curtains and bits of fabric and paper and all that malarkey.
But since the shops have reopened,
I'm always on the
like
lookout
charity shops.
for something. I bought a little Trilby hat this week for £4, which will come in handy.
So yeah, charity shops. We go to charity shops all the time and buy as much stuff that we can that fits us and is cheap, like the stuff from the sale rails normally.
Yeah.
Dale Ibbotson, good evening.
Hello,
Thank you
Dale.
for joining us. And Yorkshire Bus Guy, who loved Maggie Bogg at the weekend. Yeah, Maggie Bogg's becoming a regular feature, isn't she?
Yeah,
She's going to pop up a lot.
She was on the dating video, wasn't she? Looking for. She didn't want Hanky Panky though.
We might have a look at the dating video later on in our director's commentary.
Yeah, we thought it was a good idea to return and see, film some more people looking for love, as it's Valentine's Day soon.
Valentine's Day coming up. Pete Petofsky got his ticket for Sue Pollard at Pizza Express, the Jazz Cafe, I think. Or he says Pizza Hut, but I don't think she's in Pizza Hut singing by the Deep Pan Buffet. Although I wouldn't put it past Sue Pollard. Oh, how wonderful. She's coming nowhere near us. I wish she was coming up this way.
And she's just done one woman play, hasn't she? About a hoarder.
Yeah, cool. I can't remember what it was called.
But she's a busy bee.
Yeah, I love Sue Pollard.
And then
love her.
Celebrity March at Christmas.
Mark wants to know, do the false teeth come from charity shops?
No, a bit funny where my teeth come from. I've just bought a new set, actually, and I had trouble fitting, didn't I? They just kept getting wonky.
He kept putting them in wonky for some reason. Then he got really frustrated with himself.
I don't want wonky teeth.
Well, I think you've sorted it out now.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem was, but luckily it comes with these sort of thermal beads that you can reset.
Yorkshire Bus Guy would love to know what's the latest news from the buses from Maggie Bogg. I still don't think a bus is coming.
No. I got Robins. Taxi service Robins. Taxi service Robins.
But you can buy all those false teeth. You can buy from like costumers and makeup, like theatrical makeup shops, and they come with like a reusable sort of putty that you put in hot water.
Thermal beads.
Thermal beads, and you mould it into your mouth.
Yeah, they're called Billy Bob, the ones I use, because they're quite strong.
And Stuart Lucy Evans would love to know, what are the two sisters up to, Nora and Dora?
Well, I think one of them was on a date, aren't they? Dating.
They bell ring. They're campanologists.
On Sunday.
They're bell ringers.
They love sandwiches.
I also imagine they've got one of those tables. Do you remember they used to do it sometimes on the Generation Game with about 20 bells on it?
Oh, yeah.
And they pick them up.
There's a wonderful Larry Grayson sketch. Seen the Larry Grayson one?
With bells?
Yeah, when he did Generation Game.
Oh, and they did that stuff.
And they gave him a bell on a little rubber handle. And it sort of droops. Oh, it's so funny.
The lovely Dave would like to know, what is a Robbins? We'll show you a Robbins when you're in the UK.
Well, we don't know what the Robbins is. Maggie Bog didn't really tell us, but people from Bristol have said it could either be a pub or a builder's yard.
Yeah, so it's either a pub or a builder's yard.
So if you're in the Bristol area and you know somewhere called the Robbins, I've got a feeling it's a pub, because I don't think she'd want to go to a builder's yard, would she?
I don't think so. Well, she didn't want to walk down to the Robbins, does she? She wants the bus to come to her.
Yeah.
We loved the show Bad Girls, David Hands. It's ripe for spoofing. We started rewatching it not so long ago with a view to kind of doing a spoof of it. We just haven't got round to it.
We've got to go. I mean, the thing is, there's so many characters in that from start to finish that we've got to sort of just do the ones that most people would remember.
Hello, Gabrielle Chass. Thank you for your card.
Oh, thank you for your lovely card.
And thank you for joining us tonight. And Dame Sunil loved Larry Grayson. You love Larry
Oh,
Grayson,
yes,
don't
I
you?
do. So funny. Oh, the muck in here.
Sue Pollard is a brilliant singer. Like, she's a bit of a belter. She's a sort of like got the quiet little belting voice. She's got like two versions, but I love her.
Mark Wood says, has Sherry found any dates? She's found loads of dates. Loads of people are ringing in.
Loads of people are getting in touch with Sherry.
People are offering her chippy teas. You know who you are, who's offered her a chippy tea and a bottle of fizzy Lambresco. She's got wind of that. She's had people fighting over her.
Dave, we have official confirmation in the Facebook group. The Facebook group don't behave like you naughty people in the YouTube. Very well behaved. And Rachel has let us know and shared a link.
But it's gone blank.
To the Robbins in Bristol. We can't click the link. It's a pub. So the Robbins is a pub near the footy club.
Oh, it's a pub by the footy club. So she might be into football.
No, she doesn't want to walk to the Robbins. She has to go all the way to the Robbins to get the bus. She wants the bus to come to her, but it doesn't come to her. It stops at the Robbins.
But didn't she say, but when I go to Robbins, so when she goes there, I was an image of Maggie Bog walking into like a really rough dive, like one on the middle of Shameless.
She mostly works.
And she walks in with a little frame, and they go, Maggie. She's like, yeah, bloody hell, Maggie Bog, drink her on, mate.
Philip Jacques Fortinbras once met Helen Fraser, aka Body Bag, when she did Celebrity Stars in Her Eyes as Ethel Merman.
God,
we don't remember that. We'll find that.
We were obsessed with her for years, weren't we?
We did a pantomime in a theatre that Helen Scott had just been working in, and we were obsessed with finding like things she might have left.
And she'd been in The Killing of Sister George, and she was playing Beryl Reid's part.
But yeah, so we never saw her or met her, but we knew we were in the presence of greatness.
Apparently, she didn't come in on a moped. What else we got, Robbins?
Let's have a look in the book. Robbins in Bristol, Dave. It might be going there. Can you do a parody of Hetty Wainthropp called Maggie Bog Investigates? That's from Yorkshire Bus Guy. We've done a photograph of Hetty Wainthropp.
You must be understand what she's saying. Jerry, we're going to get Robin.
Paul McFarlane, hello. He's joined us. Jason Jones wonders if the Robbins in Bristol is Rockin' Robin. Are Divinity, Sherry, and the dark-haired influencer girl, she's called Bab, are they related? No.
They look like they should be. Some big girls over here. Get about Maggie Bog, big girl.
I'm missing a load of your comments. It's moving really quickly, especially in YouTube. I think you're kind of chatting amongst yourselves. So if you have got a question for us that you're burning to ask us, just keep putting it in and hopefully I'll see it because it's moving really quickly.
Tracy Whittingham says Doc Martin. I think that's coming to a close as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Maggie Bog could be in Doc Martin, couldn't she?
Oh yeah, I bet she's always at the doctor's.
Now, Ellen, You were gonna get an interview for me for this week.
Was I?
Yeah, because I interviewed you from Smash Hits last week.
Did I say I was going to do that?
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Never fear, for I have delved into Smash Hits vaults once again.
I don't remember saying
You said
that.
you were going to find it in People's Friend or something.
I was joking.
But I have another interview for Alan from Smash Hits, from the vaults of Smash Hits. So before I start, what are we drinking? I am drinking something called Hoffenlegen.
Which is Hogarden knockoff. And I'm drinking Cherry Baby.
Which is a cherry lager.
Cherry Baby.
Right, so Smash Hits interview for Alan. Smash Hits interview. So remember, the questions are verbatim from Smash Hits. Is Tiffany your real name?
Sorry?
Is Tiffany your real name?
Yes.
Oh, is it? You're meant to answer as yourself.
Oh,
The questions are just...
I thought you were asking Tiffany it.
No, is Tiffany your real name?
No.
Did you used to take ballet lessons?
No.
But you've done dance classes, haven't you?
Yeah, like college.
What sort of dance was it?
Historical, contemporary.
Did you do in contemporary dance?
We just pretend to wash your hair and give it to the audience. Give the foam from your hair to the audience.
A lot of barefoot dancing. You know, like when in Strictly they do their own sort of story and they wear bare feet.
Bit pretentious.
This is the questions they asked Tiffany in Smash Hits 1988. Did your parents used to pretend your food was a train and make you eat it?
Nah, I just said eat it or piss off.
What's the best excuse you ever had for not doing your homework?
I always did my homework.
Did you?
Yeah, I love doing homework.
Mum and Dad will tell you I didn't like doing homework.
No,
I used to leave
fair.
it to the last minute.
That's pretty. I used to leave it to the last minute, but I always used to do it. I never used to say I haven't done it.
Have you ever fallen off a skateboard?
I've never been on a skateboard.
Did you?
Came off a bike.
Have you?
Yeah.
Not as Jessica Fletcher.
It was Christmas Day. I was like 4 or 5, and the parents were, "Nice brand new bike," and even had the little wheels on it, you know, the stabilisers. Went out, fell off, straight away. Cried. Must be didn't go on it for about 3 months.
Have you ever run away from home?
No.
Did any of your family?
No.
Which do you prefer, Cindy or Barbie?
I think Barbie, because she's got a better house, hasn't she?
Much better house.
Yeah, Barbie then.
And Cindy's got a large head.
Like me.
Just disproportionately large.
Like me.
Did you ever sing in front of a mirror with a hairbrush?
Yes. Yeah, I still do.
I do as well. Can you remember your first crush?
Yes, the twins, Kate and Lisa Patton.
Oh yeah, with the cardboard washing machine.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Break wind? No.
Let's talk to Peggy, isn't it?
Yeah, find where Peggy is in the room. Peggy!
It is.
It's-
Never me. It's always Peggy. What's the last thing you do at night?
Break wind? No. Say goodnight to Peggy.
Are you religious?
Nah.
Do you? These are the questions that they asked Tiffany. Do you think the world will end this century?
Nah.
I don't think it will either. What do you think about In the Bath?
Is it a film in the bath?
What do you think?
Oh,
You don't have baths, do you?
I have showers.
Do you think Bon Jovi should have his hair cut?
He has, hasn't he, now?
Yeah, he has.
So he obviously listened.
Would you go out for an evening with one of the Beastie Boys?
I'd go out with all of them.
What do you do when you get letters from boys who want to go out with you?
I'd go out with them.
What musical instruments can you play?
None.
Have you ever had braces?
No. I've had ones for trousers.
What's the most you've ever eaten in one sitting?
Must be one of them buffets you go to.
Do you remember we used to go to a buffet in Deptford when we lived in Deptford? There was a noodle
Yeah, that was
house.
Chinese.
There was a noodle house. How far from the house? About 2 minutes walk.
2 minute walk.
But it was like the noodle house in Fresh Meat. If anyone watched Fresh Meat, where they kind of really observe you because they don't want you to like cheat the system. But we cheated the system. I used to go around and you'd pick out all the fish stuff wouldn't you? From
Well,
and the meat.
I used to eat meat back then, didn't I?
So he'd fill up his bowls because we'd be able to take it home as well. You'd fill up your bowl with just meat bits, wouldn't you?
Well, we thought we'd just rather eat at home, really, rather than eat inside.
We had rice at home, but we just filled up our.
And they had big signs saying, if the lid doesn't go on the box, you pay more. And they'd really eagle eye you as you were filling your box.
They measured you when you walked in, not circumference, but tall wise, didn't they?
Yeah,
because if you were under a certain height, you could pay less.
Yeah. So it's to cram everything into this when you go on holiday and you try and cram all your knickers into your suitcase. That's what we do with
our little Tupperware boxes. I eat too much. I can eat too much just at tea in the lounge eating dinner, can't I? And I suddenly go, oh, I've eaten too much, and I get really grumpy, don't I?
When I'm watching Jane McDonald on them cruise ships and I see all them buffets on the ships, I'm like that.
Final question for Tiffany. Do you ever worry about being 20 and being forgotten?
Well, nobody ever knew me when I was 20 anyway, so no worries about that.
Joe So Lombardi has asked, Lombardelli.
So Lombardelli.
If there was a Mum's Army, who would you cast in it? You've seen that we have created a Mum's Army video, Joe.
I think
so. We did a video of it, but if it was gonna be real, who would we cast in it? Catherine Parkinson.
I bet Pam Ferris might be good, Miss Madam Manwaring.
Yeah, she's too old
Mannering.
now. Joanna Froggatt might be good. I think Catherine Parkinson would be good in it, wouldn't she?
Do you know who I would put? You know the lady, the girl from Mandy would be good in it. I don't know what part she'd get, but she'd be great in it.
What, Mandy herself, Diane Morgan?
Yeah, she could play Ian Lavender's part, or she could play the little
Spiv.
Yeah, the Spiv. She definitely has to be in it.
Yeah. Oh, it would be good. We'll think on it and we'll cast it. Alex Clark has a very good idea. June Dad should be in it.
Oh yes, Susan Bovell.
Dame Susan Bovell.
We'll give her a ring. See if we want to put it together. Our version. It's a good question, Joseph Lombardelli.
So YouTube is. The questions are just amongst themselves, but BG Bear used to do that at the Morrison's salad bar. You know, the packet of the good stuff.
And the lid doesn't come on until you get home. It goes.
Everything flies out. So if you like the Smash Hits questions, I'll search out another interview next week, and I'll keep interviewing Alan until he finds a suitable.
I will. I was joking at it, but I will look for one. If not, I'll write my own. When did you first spotted your first varicose vein?
We are going to hand over to the newsroom. Breaking news.
Deeks, I hope you're still in.
So let's hand over to Jill Gerbil with the local news for local Facebook groups.
Good evening and welcome to local news from local Facebook groups. Here are the headlines. Exeter van driver takes roof off car park. Bedfordshire timetables placed too high for most bus passengers to read. Morrison's lasagna misprint leads to pensioner confusion. More on those later, but first our top story. With house prices increasing and the cost of living soaring, it's getting increasingly more difficult for first-time buyers to join the property ladder. We're delighted to be joined by our property guru, Christy Ballstop, to share some of her top tips. Good evening, Christy.
Hello, Jilly.
Why do you think it's so difficult for young people to join the property ladder?
Is it? Oh. I thought all young couples were quite able to buy a property on the London's Monopoly Board.
So what cost-saving tips do you have for any first-time buyers?
Well, when I bought my first house and Daddy helped me, I went without. I didn't go to the Spa Hotel in Knightsbridge for a few months, and I scrapped my membership at the Polo Club. I swapped my Dom Perignon for Bollinger and shopped at Fortnum's instead of Harrods.
I'm a young professional working in London. What tips would you have me if I can't afford London prices?
One could move in with one's mummy or daddy, or travel up north and look for property up there. I hear Scunthorpe's pretty.
And do you have any other property tips to share, Christy?
Well, one might have to rent for a while. My good friend Percy Dovetail, he has a couple of lovely Des Res, one in Buttocks Hill and the other in Drab End. Both compact Des Res for, under £3,000 a month?
Great suggestions. Thanks for joining us, Christy. I'll see you on Thursday at the Shard for brunch. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, Jilly. Now, how long are you going to be in here? I've got a crafting programme to make in 20 minutes.
This week marks 70 years since Queen Elizabeth took the throne. We're delighted to be joined by someone who remembers that event only too well. Let's take a look at the last time we met with Flossie Dickey.
Good morning. Yes, we are out here at the Cheney Care Center, and I am sitting next to the woman on the front page of the Spokesman Review this morning. This is Flossie Dickey, and check it out, folks. We got her very own Good Day Spokane coffee mug. She is enjoying some coffee this morning because, Flossie, you say you're a little tired this morning. Is that right?
I am tired.
She is very tired. That's actually, I heard, your favorite activity to do at the center here is to take a little nap.
Take a nap many times as I can.
As many times as she can, she likes to take a nap. Later today, Flossie's family is going to be coming out here to throw you a big birthday party. Are you excited for your party?
Not one bit.
Well, we're delighted to be joined once again by Flossie. Hello, Flossie. Can you hear me?
Who are you?
As a fan of the show, I can only imagine how wonderful it must be for you to speak to me live on air.
God. What fresh hell is this?
Well, firstly, can I just say happy birthday?
Does that mean I get extra banana pudding?
What memories do you have of the Queen's Jubilee?
Nurse, can I have another shot of bourbon?
Flossie, are you able to share your top tips for a long, lovely life?
Whose birthday is it?
Well, thanks for joining us, Flossie.
Who the hell is Jill Gerbils anyway? I think it's time I took a nap.
Before we go, let's head over to Tamsin to find out what the weather's going to be like for you. Tamsin, what's the weather going to be like for them?
Hiya. It's not sunny. Might be rainy. See ya.
Good night. Thanks for joining us.
Oh.
The news. Well, we found that Flossie Dickey interview. It's from years ago. Unfortunately, Flossie is
She's over the bridge, yeah.
But it was so funny. You thought it was a joke, didn't you? When you
Yeah, I
first
thought
saw it?
it just didn't seem real. It was the voice.
When she goes, "Are you looking forward to your party, Flossie?"
Not real
one bit. Dave. So Dave promised us a nice healthy tip if Jill Gerbil brushed her wig. Jill Gerbil brushed her wig. However, as you can see, Jill Gerbil has it's a really tiny wig. And every time my eyebrows move, it creeps.
I think because it's from the 60s.
Gradually up my head.
It's a genuine 1960s wig, that one. I think the elastic might have gone a bit. So when you're bouncing the news, it's riding up.
Yeah. And then you see I pull it down at certain times.
But it looks lovely.
But yeah, so just a reminder to everyone who's watching and everyone who enjoys our videos, and I'm trying to get better at doing this because genuinely it helps us. There's this link down here, which is our coffee page. So that's ko-fi coffee.com/isolation creations. And you can tip us. You can throw coins into our upturned hat. So it's like a suggested tip of £3, which is like the essential, buying us a coffee. But you can throw in whatever you want, £1, £5, £100.
You can throw up anything you want in there.
But it helps us. It goes towards kind of keeping the creations going and keeping them good and making sure we get the right equipment and all of that stuff. It's dead easy to do. That's the link. So yeah, it would be awesome.
All comes in a very hand. We've had to replace camera batteries this week, and we've bought a couple of props for this weekend's video.
I had to buy some camera equipment, didn't I?
Yep. And thanks to all those as well who bought the calendar. We've sold a few more calendars this week. I think one went off to Edinburgh, and one finally got its home in Australia.
Yeah. It took ages to get. We even refunded the guy, and then, like Sod's Law, as soon as we refunded him, the day after he got the refund, the calendar got through.
And bless him, he paid for it again.
Yeah.
He could have lied.
Yeah, could have lied and said it's not there.
But he didn't. It was lovely. Great weather information there.
From Tamsin, meteorologist. If we could get her in a chopper, she'd be the eye in the sky doing your travel news. In fact, she might do travel news.
Well, she said she might go on next door's roof.
It's quite busy.
The
roads are quite busy.
I'll be eye in the sky.
I'd get a train.
Is that at my nightclub?
Angela says that the weather girl is like the weather girls they have in California. I was saying this to Alan the other day when I work in the States. I love watching the breakfast TV news because it's always so like full of cheese. It's always like two presenters. In fact, Parks and Recreation, is that the name of the show? I think it is. Has a really good spoof news anchor. And
it looks like they have to be really like jolly, aren't they, and full of energy for to get you energized for your day. There's
a real fakeness to it. Oh my god. It's kind of like what they're trying to do with ITV News in the mornings here. That kind of sort of serious anchor and a more glamorous kind of...
Alex, so do you think we could do Treasure Hunt this summer?
Oh, I'd love to do Treasure Hunt. I'd love to do Challenge Annika.
We'll just get you running around the garden.
I'd run around Scarborough as Annika. Yeah, I'd go in the castle. I'd run around. We need Alan with... The only problem is we need a third person because we have to have Alan as the cameraman that's in shot.
Oh, I was going to be at Wincy Willis.
Well, you would be Wincy.
Well, when she's playing a little thing with a map with what's his face?
When she's like a sort of World War II captain campaigner.
I used to watch it with my dad, and I used to watch the clues of like, where?
Me and my mum used to do it. We used to get books. This doesn't surprise you, does it? We'd get books from our library.
What? In preparation for it?
Yeah, not from the library in the house. Not like we wouldn't go to a library.
Oh, from your own library?
From one's library. You'd get big books down about like Britain and stuff, and then we'd try and solve the clues with those big books. We did really well. If Mum's still in, she'll tell you. We used to do really well on Treasure Hunt.
We could do like a crossover where Auntie Mabel is Annika.
Auntie Mabel's trying to hunt her down, like hunted.
I can't find the needles.
Yeah,
I can't find the Alps.
Cilla said, "Can anyone lend us a chopper?" On the news of Cilla, if those of you in the room might not know who Cilla is, I tracked this down.
Priscilla Maria Veronica White became Cilla Black, pop star, when discovered by the Beatles manager in 1963. Cilla soared to stardom with 2 number ones, a string of top 10 hits, and her own TV series. Cilla's popularity grew during the 70s with yet more TV shows. Cilla was now a major showbiz personality. Today, Cilla plays matchmaker in the show with a Laura Laughs, Blind Date. She also hosts the show that's got a Laura Tears, the hugely successful Surprise Surprise. This year, Cilla celebrates 30 years in show business with a return to her first love, singing. Her new album, Through the Years, commemorates her success and sees new partnerships with old friends. Cilla Black, from 63 to 93, the first 30 years.
So it's time for our little director's commentary.
Already?
Yeah.
Straight to Cilla.
Yeah. So we're going to show you the video we created this weekend, and we'll watch it along with you, and we'll tell you kind of where the ideas came from, the gossip. Can you see me? You can see me all right, can't you? Let me move that up a bit. Here we go. We got the logos of like from old VHS tapes, and we put an effect over everything so it looks like an old sort of out of date VHS, you know, with tracking all weird and stuff.
Well thumbed video. We designed that, didn't we? We designed that.
We designed
that font
that.
and
one of our favourite little gags there. Our souls dating. So volume 3, there are 2 other volumes.
Oh yeah, there's 2 more videos you haven't seen yet.
Hello ladies, my name is Keith. I am looking to meet someone special. I like jogging, tennis, laser tag and hula hoops. The crisps, not the toy.
There's a joke in the other one that I'd say as well where I like discos in I think volume 2. Discos, the crisps, not the dance hall. See, Keith, little Keith. Those glasses made me feel so ill. One of the lenses is really thick, and
they can give you a headache, can't they?
Oh yeah, honestly, they're horrible. Oh, Brad is here.
Oh, has he popped in?
Hey, Brad. We didn't know if you'd be here. We heard rumours you were out at sea.
You're at sea on a little island.
And of course, we are filming by that wall, but the lights have come down. And if you're wondering what that word means, ferroequinologist means he's a train spotter.
I'm very open-minded, however, I do have a list of very specific requirements for the type of lady I'm after. You must be employed or employable, and I'm looking for education up to degree level, however, I might accept BTEC National Diploma.
Did I talk to you or...
Oh, there she is.
Here we are, Maggie Bogg.
There she is.
Can you see it all right, dolls?
Wait, it's the camera. It's got a little web camera on the desk and it's hard to see it over it.
There's Maggie Bogg.
She popped some little earrings, I think, in for her. She hadn't made an effort with her outfit.
I said to Alan, is that hair meant to be like that? And he said, oh yeah, of course it is.
But she's had to get 3 buses to get to the dating agency.
We had to think what our occupation should be. So she's a retired clippy.
Well, a lot of buses. A lot of buses.
The camera. How's the camera? Well, I'm looking for somebody to go Robins with. You must have a little car and drive because the buses don't go there no more. The buses have gone up the spout. I've got my parts, but I'm not into hanky-panky. No, just somebody to go Robins with. I like my soap operas, my cat Jasper, and I like public peaceful protests.
Well, we know that about that, don't we? Because the video of
we've seen it
on the buses.
Brad says he was out at sea, came back quite late, but sails again soon. So he's just in port. Well, so glad you could join us, Brad.
Oh, it's lovely to have you in the room.
But I'm no hooligan, no hoodlum. I'm no troublemaker. More of a homemaker. I like to make bubble and sweet, a lardy cake, and a dab hand at Dorset knobs. That's about it, I think.
Do you know what Dorset knob is?
I think we've done a joke about Dorset knobs in the Bake Off, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
I think the little sassy old lady might say something about her Dorset knob.
Little bread roll. They're little bread rolls. Perfect for sandwiches from the buses.
Oh, Paul McFarlane is here and says thank you for all your support, Alan and Jamie.
Oh, hello, Paul. You've had a rough week, I know.
Thank you for joining us. Glad you can be here.
Everybody last week sent their love to you and Diane. We passed on the news.
And then I had this idea that we keep going back to Keith. So I made this big long list of like 9 points so we could just keep going back to him with his really weird requests.
You must enjoy tennis, sci-fi films, and line dancing. However, you must dislike modern art, alternative comedy, and the Crankies. Greetings, ladies. I am Yinrin, king of the Spirit Spark Elvish civilization.
That's just like my joke. What was big in the 80s and D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. So I decided to be an elf from Lord of the Rings.
682, looking good.
And I kind of put the little costume together, and then Alan did the crowning glory by putting a necklace on my head.
Well, you need a little crown for the bosses.
As a little crown, which was great. And then I had to write to Lucy, so I sent Lucy a text to say how to say bus pass in a Dudley accent.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Only kidding. That's only at the weekends. My real name's Steve. But I would like to meet a lady who's willing to share her Saturdays with me, exploring the magical world of Dungeons and Dragons. I obviously enjoy fantasy roleplay. No, not that kind. I am looking to meet another elvish lady, although I don't really see race, so I am open to gnomes or dragonborn. However, I do obviously draw the line at orcs or ogres. It would be handy if you lived in the Dudley and Sandwell area, as I don't drive currently. However, I do have a full and valid West Midlands bus pass. Thank you.
Buzz pass. Buzz and ass as in ass, not arse as in arse. So I did say bus pass, didn't I? And you pulled me up on it. Some more of
Your ideal height is between 157 and 162 centimetres. Your ideal weight is between 104 and 142 pounds. And I will require evidence.
Dave would like to know, why do the Brits shorten every dang word with a Y or an IE? We do it because we invented the language, David. We do it, but we don't do it
like
all the
Maggie.
time. No, like woolly, woolly,
Maggie.
Mully, chilly, willy, clippy.
I don't know why we do that. It's just...
Again, because we invented the language.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, although I'm a busy bee at the moment, I'm looking for the company of a lovely lady who's the bee's knees. Yeah, I am, yeah. So, if you're keen, make a beeline for yours truly.
You
I had the day before we did this, I had this burst of inspiration from a cookery program I was watching of this really bad beekeeper. And I thought, I know, I'm going to make my character a dodgy beekeeper who's no good at it, covered in... But I looked up like bee stings, and the ones he's got are sort of the ones that you can cope with. But then people have their like faces like...
Where it all goes like...
Oh,
big
yeah.
barrels. My guy Spencer says, look at us with our CGI budget. It's just a green screen video from YouTube.
Somebody kindly said we could use it.
Yeah. So it's... No, it's not. I think it's
No,
free.
you said you
It's
can
green,
use it.
Yeah, it's a green screen, like you can just use it. And then in the editing software, you just remove the green. But we laid a couple over them.
I was going to make some little fake bees, but I thought, no, it'd be funny if there's...
You made your little hat, didn't you?
Yeah.
Out of, our fruit bag.
Yeah.
I am full of sass, Dave.
She's sassy tonight, this one. It's that...
You can be
Open
my
garden
honey,
beer.
but I'm afraid you can't be my queen. I'm afraid that's my Apis mellifera out there in the hive. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm educated, I've got 10 bees at school, and I like listening to the Bee Gees, Beyonce, and the little bit of Sting. So if you like what you see, make a beeline for me. And I tell you what, I know all about the birds and the bees, so let's get together and Miss Beehive.
And please don't write in and tell us that Beyonce wasn't around in 1987. She was just 6. But yeah, we're not factually accurate.
Jamie said I should have said the what should I
B-52s.
say? B-52s. I was going to do the Timothy West Tales Unexpected.
There's a comment come in. It's got capital letters in it. It's in YouTube. Jamie, we must have a confirmed spelling for chode. So chode is spelt C-H-O-A-D.
Yes.
Chode as in toad, I think.
Yeah.
But don't Google it because
you don't want that on your history.
You'll end up with all sorts.
You don't want
of
that on
hell.
your computer history.
But yeah, I think it's chode as in toad.
You must know your way around the kitchen and be able to make sensible, no-nonsense British cuisine.
British.
Dave says the USA invented Beyonce.
They did.
They did.
And we took her as a gift.
When I work in the States, I get driven a lot. And one of my drivers had just driven Beyonce, so I got all the dirt. She was actually really nice and lovely and polite. But another of my drivers, when I did a long journey, I drove from, you guys will know this, from Houston to San Antonio in Texas. So it was a long journey, like 3 or 4 hours in a car, with a really nice driver. But he'd just been Boy George's driver on a tour. And he had loads of stories about Boy George, and Boy George sounded so funny. Facebook are saying it's C-H-O-D-E. So
I can't believe we're discussing the spelling of a chode.
Brad who is a medic. So Brad is a doctor, so he's allowed to Google it, has Googled it.
Could it be both? Is it possible to be both?
It could be both.
Are the two types of chode in the
It's
world?
like Jamie. Jamie is spelt J-A-M-I-E and then J-A-I-M-E. So it's,
J-A-M-E-Y?
Yeah, no, not that way. Lucy's just said driving Miss Jamie. Yes. I am like that when I go to the States, aren't I?
Yeah, you chat with them, don't you?
They always expect tips as well.
Oh, and you never normally have money on you, do you?
I am proper like Beyonce. I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash, so I never have tips. But I try and get the company that's paying for me to put a tip on their thing. Anyway, this character was filmed about 7 times with different accents.
You weren't happy with your accent, were you?
Couldn't do the accent. She was from Aberdeen for a while. Then she had a really sing-song sort of Shetland Islands voice.
And then you went American for a bit?
Then I went American for a little while.
I thought you overthunk it.
I overthunk it. I got it in my head.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Meredith. I'm looking to meet a kind gentleman who enjoys quiet nights in. Ideally, you won't have any allergies, because I do currently own the largest open cage sanctuary for feral and abandoned cats in this great nation of ours. I currently house 62 cats and 24 kittens. Oh, 29 kittens. Good girl, Murgatroyd. A sense of smell is not essential. In fact, nasal injuries are preferred. So, excuse me. So, if you're feline the connection, it's meow or never.
Dave has commented. Dave, who we are meeting, he's coming to stay in Scarborough. He said, note to self, he needs to take me to the ATM before going to the pubs.
Yeah.
Dave, I still won't carry cash. I order my drinks on apps. So I don't like going to the bar.
The Weatherspoon app.
So I will order.
It's like magic.
I will order on an app and they bring it to me.
Maggie Bob loves it, doesn't she?
She does.
Good personal hygiene is a must, and I expect you to keep your body odour at bay.
Unfortunately, one lost one's husband at the tender age of 19. He didn't die. I just lost him at the Nella Market in Marrakesh.
2 questions have come in. Lisa wants to know, did Peggy freak out when we filmed Meredith? No, because the sounds were put on afterwards, so we put all the sounds on.
Even when we added
track.
them and it was playing in the room, she wasn't bothered, was she?
Yeah, she's down here now, asleep on the rug. I don't know if you'll see her. You can just sort of see her in front of those drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't mind.
Is that which? If she's watching, if we've got TV on.
Oh no, hang on.
Oh.
I could try.
If we're watching TV and there's like dogs barking, she doesn't like react to it, and then there might be a sort of strange sound on TV, like a, don't know, like a whistle or something, and then she'll hear that.
Yeah.
But she's not really sort of bothered about cats and dog sound effects.
Tell us about Cascara Bobbin Knocker.
Well, I wanted to do like an old, bit like what's her face, Barbara Cartland, really. And I was coming home from shops the other day, and I saw this like builder's van, and it said like Bob Knuckles, paint and decorator, and I thought, oh, I like that name, and then I thought, oh, I'll give it to my my lady.
Now you did a stand-up character a bit like her, didn't you? What was she called?
Yeah, she was an agony aunt.
She was called Fanny something, wasn't it?
I can't remember what she was called. It wasn't very good back
But you
then.
had all pink, lots of pink
Yeah.
chiffon, didn't you?
She was a sexual agony aunt.
Like Dr. Ruth, but
And she got people out of the audience, made them like lick cream eggs out and all that. They loved it. They lapped it out. Yeah, and I just wanted it to be a manky, because I remember seeing Dame Barbara Cartland's teeth were yellow, and I wanted to have yellow teeth, and I didn't have any yellow teeth, so I thought I'll put my old big gnashes in.
And at the tender age of
sorry.
19.
No, I paused it.
He didn't die. I just lost him at the Nella Market in Marrakesh. Since then, I've penned over 834 romantic novels. Titles include The Defiant Virgin, The Desires of Dr. Dick, and The Lust and Loves of Colonel Longsword. I admit I'm autumn in my years, so I'm not going to be fastidious. Perhaps a dashing, young, hung, athletic sea captain, or a bronzed, sexually starved buccaneer. And if that doesn't suffice, a randy milkman or a ruttish postman will do very nicely.
It later reminded me of the, I don't know whether some of you have seen Julie Walters and Friends, where she plays different characters, like, give me a leg with Chucky! And then she plays like an old lady in bed at the end, and she goes, sex? We didn't have sex. If you didn't have enough change for the window cleaner, you just brought him in and gave him a chicken sandwich.
There's a lot of love for Cascara. Martin Garton Spence says he fears you enjoyed that character a little bit too much. And BG Bear likes the way that Cascara gets breathy when she talks about her novels.
Oh, she's not had any for since she was 19. So she's gagging for a bit now.
I'm looking for a woman who's wise like Sue Lawley, but a little bit sexy like Jan Leeming. Good afternoon. My name is Sir Peter Godfrey St Michael.
So I wanted to do a Tory MP. It's a little bit kind of like the David Walliams character that comes out in Little Britain and sort of apologises for stuff. Also, there's a character in a Mark Wootton comedy who's a wife of this guy who's obviously out cruising every night. But yeah, I wanted to do an MP.
And it's got like the guy in Ghosts as well, isn't there? One of the ghosts.
Yeah, one of the ghosts who's not got any trousers. Anyway, so everything's a little bit borrowed.
And I'm very proud to be the Member of Parliament for Fingering-Hoe, Essex. Before we begin, I would like to clear up a couple of rumours. Regarding what happened last March, I was simply on a late-night badger watch. As any fan of nature will know, it's very important not to contaminate the habitat. Hence why I was wearing simply a small pair of wipe-clean PVC hot pants. If anything nefarious was going on, do you really think I would have been accompanied by my private secretary, Alejandro?
The rosette was last seen
on the Vicar of Dibley, I think. Stuck to a pumpkin.
Stuck to a pumpkin.
I would like to meet an attractive, quiet lady who's happy to accompany me to the various openings and events one must attend, and also any hastily organised press conferences. Thank you. You must be more sensitive than Mother Teresa and more lovable than E.T.
That's actually from a personal ad from the 80s. This guy was looking for someone who's more sensitive than Mother Teresa and more lovable than E.T.
So I take it then, back in the day, people got these videotapes, took them home, played them, then wrote down the number.
Yeah, all went into somewhere and watched them, sat there and watched it, and most people wrote down who they wanted and then gave it to the girl on the desk. What's the video dating in Victoria Wood when she asks questions?
Is it in a library?
No, the girl, and she's...
Oh, she goes, there's a recipe come up for flaky pastry. Do you want the relationship to be fathomable?
You've been waiting for her. Here she is. We had to include her. Take note of her number as well. So the number you have to get in touch with.
Hiya. My name is Sherry. I'm the same age as my nose and a little bit older than my teeth. I'm single again, looking for another bloke. Well, blokes. Might as well get my money's worth.
You love doing Sherry Stump, didn't you?
I think Sherry's like something in me that needs to come out. I don't know what it is, but...
Isn't she based on some girls from when you were growing up?
Oh, she's based on loads of girls from when I was growing up. Girls at school, women down the street.
She's got like Beryl Palmer's hair, hasn't she?
Yeah. But I remember these girls. They were a bit like Sherry. They were popular. They had boyfriends. They got taken out a lot.
We used to call them at school. We used to call those sort of girls dockers. We'd call them the dockers. Oh, the dockers are coming. Me and Caroline were scared of the dockers because they were rough. Nice.
I think that's another thing as well, that she, people are a bit scared of her as well. So they're not going to mess with her. So, you stay clear. If you've got a problem with her, you just don't go near her.
Captain Brad has noticed her number. Yes, Sherry is 0001.
She was the first person knocking on the door.
First person through the door. Let's have a look what she's after.
I'm looking for a tall, handsome bloke, fella. A bit like that David Hasselback off Babe-Watch. And if Barry, Little Dick, from Adley Street's watching, you can piss off. If you think Harper Lager and Lamb's going to get me in bed, you're mistaken. It's actually pie. So if you're interested, I've been Miss Fiddle for the past 5 years, and send me a message or find me in the Fog and Firkin and by the fruit machine. I'm a window to watch. Thank you, very glad.
So she has been Miss Fiddle 5 years in a row.
Since she was 16.
Yep, but she was the only female to work there. So.
Cilla Black says loads of Sherrys in every northern town. Andrew Chapman says, we love Sherry. The wife just looked at her and cracked up. Dave says, Sherry is my dear Aunt Paula reincarnated. Just needs a henna rinse.
Yeah. And in the 80s, she used to ride a little shopper bike.
Sherry did?
Yeah. A pink one.
Mark Wotton says he's 6'7".
Who is?
Mark Wotton, he's interested in Sherry.
Oh, she'd be interested in you. Have you got big hands, she said.
I steer more towards Amstrad than Spectrum, and I expect you to be a little bit more Cagney than Lacey.
And then we wrap it up with Dora and Nora, who seem to be filmed in high definition for some reason. We don't know why.
We don't know why, but whenever we film these two, we come out like baked beans.
I think it's because both of us are in like the shot, and maybe we like soak up more light or something. Anyone technical will understand it. We don't.
So we go orange for some reason. So we had to sort of let the light in from the room and then turn the lights off up above us. So
David said that Sherry's going to climb Mark Wotton like a tree.
Yeah, she's going to certainly look him up.
I don't think she needs to climb, Dave. She's at a perfect height.
She's. I can hear her now going, "Oh, Sherry Wotton." Got a nice ring to it.
Here we go. Let's watch Dora and Nora.
Hello, I'm Dora.
And I'm Dora.
And yes, you've guessed it. We're twins.
Been quite a while since the last video.
Oh, a lot has happened.
Met a couple of fellas.
We met Colin in Suffolk. I had a kiss in this.
I had a pie and I and hammock in Copdock.
Then we met Patrick from Ireland. Treated me like a lady in Limmervady.
I had sherry and dairy.
Groping hands in upper lands.
Oh, then there was Frank from Bucks.
Dressed in a tux.
Made rubber ducks.
Had good luck.
Gave us to a couple of funny looks.
But sadly, we're looking again.
So date a couple of twins.
I've got great pins.
And I've got 3 chins.
Everybody wins. But, as I say, I'm very tolerant, liberal and open-minded.
There we are. So our dating. If you want to check out the other 2, they're on YouTube. So there are 3 volumes now of the video dating. We made 2 last year. They're fun to do. They're kind of... Are they easy to do? They're easier to do than certain things. But
they're fun. If we
fun.
want to play it around the little character, we'll sort of pop it in there and see.
Have a little bit of writing. Do a bit of creative writing and see how it goes down. I wrote way too much, didn't I? I had to edit mine right down.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
The influencers will be back. All the Giggle Boxes will be back. It's just this project that I've got is taking up too much time. Apparently Dave has big hands and has to order special latex gloves.
Well, Sherry likes big hands, big feet, big noses, big wallets.
She'd like Captain Brad as well, wouldn't she? She loves the sailor.
To be honest, she likes a lot of you on here. She'd be like one of the Mormons, the ones with 12 husbands.
Yeah, but those Mormons, she doesn't have... The Mormons have loads of sister wives.
Well, she can have sister men, brother men.
Oh, thank you, Brad. Brad's a big fan of the 80s Giggle Box. We loved creating the 80s. It's got like the goggle box, so the guys watching telly, and we did the 1980s celebrity goggle box, and we had Fanny Craddock and her husband Johnny, the Crankies, and Alan Bennett and Thora Hurd. Now, obviously, we're not impressionists, but they were the characters we did, and we watched. Did we watch The Royal Wedding?
No, we watched like a
3, 2, 1.
We watched Torval and Dean, 3, 2, 1.
And a weird news article from that year.
Yeah,
I loved it. I thought we were onto a bit of a winner with that.
Nobody really we didn't set the world on like.
No, the figures didn't go very well, and the thumbs up weren't very good on it. But the guy, when we did ITV, the producer, he mentioned that.
Yeah,
and said it was a good idea.
Yeah.
So you never know. We might pop up on ITV. Jason Darcy has
she's
arrived.
come back home.
Jason, it's filthy in there.
Jason with Miss You. They've been running amok with aubergines.
Someone else popped in and said
sausages, Savaloys.
Diamond Trinket has arrived. Hey, Diamond Trinket. How are your slings?
How was your slingbacks, love?
Someone else arrived and I missed it, but hello again. Anything going on over in Facebook? Just lots of love for all those little characters.
Sherry, lots of love for the characters, lots of love for the dating video.
Jimmy Curtis is here. Hello, Jimmy.
And people say they love Nora and Dora. They're all sort of saying Sherry and their surname.
We'll have to, Keith, we'll do a more 1980s goggle box. We'll have to think of... We were going to do an American one, do you remember?
Were we?
And we were going to do Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah, we were.
And Donald and Melania, but we couldn't get the Donald Trump impression right. And then just it all politically went like, we thought, we don't want to do Donald Trump. We don't want to make, we just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, when you just want to steer away from politics, it's like,
it can get a bit,
it just gets us down, and also it's like some things are not a laughing matter, and if we make fun of it, it becomes a joke rather than something that you should get angry about. I'm not allowed to get political. Someone wrote me a what does Fanny Craddock say?
A dirty letter.
Someone wrote me a dirty letter.
I got a very dirty letter.
Now, Cy Slimbo has noticed something. Now, Cilla Black's here. Cy Slimbo said that Cilla had gone and Jason Darcy had arrived and wondered if the ghost of Cilla was Jason Darcy. But, oh, no, not that one. Dave says don't do Donald Trump, slippery slope. So we did a photograph of Donald Trump. Let me find it. When...
We did him in drag as well, didn't we? Called Donald Trump.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
Back in the day when we did them when he got kicked out of the White House. We thought that'd be a funny picture.
Yeah, we called it. Where would it be, Gene Carter?
It'll be in your little system that you've set up.
Let me have a look if I can find it.
Your filing system.
I can't remember when Trump got ousted from the White House.
January, wasn't it? January last year? January 21?
Oh, I just can't find it. But we did a photo of him and Melania, and he was leaving the White House, and he had his suitcase all
quickly packed,
unpacked
with shirt sleeves popping out the ends.
There we go. This might be it. Hang on. If I can get it up, we'll show you.
Can you not get it up, dear?
There we go. We called it Bye Felicia. And there's Alan as Trump with his taxes returns.
My dodgy paperwork.
All his shirts and Trump ties. Bin bags of clothes, and then
Madam
Melania doing her makeup. Do you remember when Trump was on The Apprentice and they used to have to advertise all his things like Trump water?
Yeah, Trump water.
Trump ice.
Trump board game. Trump ties. Trump shirts.
But we also did let me see if I can find that. We did a Dear Deirdre thing, didn't we, with Trump?
That was Donald Trump.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find those pictures.
That'd be a lot earlier, wouldn't it?
So we did a like a photo story that they get in the newspapers where they're writing in for agony aunt's advice, and it was about poor Tamsin who'd lost her beauty pageant. She was meant to be Miss Scarborough, Miss Lockdown 2020, but the results were being contested because Donald Trump thought that she'd won. So because of that, there was a hastily organised press conference with Gilly Rudiani, and that was held in a garden centre.
I look like thingy from Weight Watchers on Little Britain. What's her name?
Marjorie Dawes.
Marjorie Dawes.
But yeah, that's like as close as we got to doing it. Lampooning Trump. But yeah, it's right. We have to steer away from politics because A, it's not something to joke about, it's something to get angry about and get passionate about, and B, it just attracts weirdos. And we got people saying that they wanted us to meet their AK-47 and things like that.
And what's that? A dress shop?
Dave has written Giuliani was good, but I hope he means that our take on Giuliani was good and not just
was
Giuliani
was he the one that was in The Masked Singer over in America this week?
Yeah, I think so. He's in the Borat movie. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And his dye was falling off his face. But apparently he's inside the first reveal in the American Masked Singer, and a couple of the judges walked off in protest, but then came back. So you're like,
what a plonker.
Elaine Pepper Rogers is here saying that she loves our videos. Yeah, Dave says it just polarizes people. It does. You know.
And then the other thing in the news today was that stupid footballer who's being cruel to his cats.
Oh, horrible.
They took his cats off him.
No, but he's still playing for West Ham.
Oh,
West Ham.
I hope he loses his job.
Come on, the Hammers. Come on, the Hammers.
Anybody who hurts an animal, deserves all the horrible things.
Horrible.
So yeah, let's try and get him lose his job.
There'll be an outcry about it, and I think he might lose his job.
Yeah.
He should. He slapped a cat and then kicked it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Does anyone remember? So I was thinking, can we joke about this yet?
Ooh.
When we're thinking of doing our little skits and stuff, and I want the people in it to be like really B-list celebrities. So if we were going to do like Celebrity Love Island, for example, I wanted all the people that are on it to be B-list celebrities. And I was thinking, can one of them be the cat bin lady?
Oh, the one who put...
Do you remember the cat bin lady?
Yeah.
The woman who put a cat in a bin. Yeah, so I wonder if we can joke about the cat bin lady. Yeah,
I think we could. She was actually interviewed, wasn't she? And she said, "I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean to do it."
She said she didn't know what came over her, but like how weird, because you watched the video and she was proper weird to put a cat in a wheelie.
Yeah, because I remember the video and the cat's like, "Hello, lady, do you want to come and stroke me?"
Yeah.
And if I'm like that down the street, I'm like that, cuddling it and everything.
Peggy gets livid when you come home and you smell of other women.
Yeah, I love their pussies. Oh yeah, if I see a little cat in the street, I mean, there was one the other day, and I was so worried it was going to get run over. I spent like 10 minutes trying to try and get it off the road.
We have to be careful with Peggy as well, because Peggy obviously hates cats. Peggy's like a stereotype dog, and if we're taking her down the road, you get really worried that she's going to make a cat run out across the road, busy road.
There's a cat in the hardware shop, and it's forever walking up and down the street. And if I see it, I change direction.
Ahoy, Brad! Brad is leaving us. Brad is setting sail. Safe journeys, Brad. Hopefully we'll see you next week. If not, lots of love. We'll see you on the waves.
Have you seen what Cilla's telling him? Take care.
Take care, Brad.
Take care.
Lots of love, Brad. Yeah, we can't stand animal cruelty. It's like, we're passionate about it. Can't stand any cruelty. Really.
No.
Well, Mark Wootton has said, I think Sherry would make a great agony aunt, especially as she's a very experienced lady.
Well, she's actually answering letters on Facebook. If you're not aware, Sherry has her own Facebook page, and she has been answering a couple of letters, and she's published 2 this week already. So
I don't know if anyone is able to put the link to Sherry's page in the Facebook comments, but Sherry Stump has a Facebook page. You can follow her. And yeah, you can write in your letters, agony aunt letters, and she's answering them. It's called Arcs Sherry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mark Wootton, seek her out.
She's got a few in the in her sack.
Jason Darcy says his friend Gillian wrote a letter to her.
Yeah, Gillian McCracken, I think.
Wouldn't they call like Gillian Braceweather or something?
Oh yeah. And then she's answered one about getting her hair done.
Here we go. Keith Wellens has put the link in. So Mark, there's a link is now in your Facebook comments. Click that, like and follow. I think it's best to like and follow. There's weird follow settings you need to go into and say like you want all posts. That's like in general on our page as well. If you want to see everything we do, we don't put loads out, but you need to go into your follow settings on our page on Facebook and don't choose just highlights, choose all posts. Brad was meant to set sail eons ago, and she's still there chatting away.
She can't get away.
He says, "Bye, Cilla. It's nice to meet you. Bye, Karen. Bye, Naughty. Take care, Chuck."
Oh, he's on the edge of his boat, isn't he? You can see
he is. He's waving. He's like Meg Mortimer.
Bye. On the Kiwi too. Bye. We're like letting off little party poppers.
All right, loves. Shall we? What time are we at? It's 9:30. So we've got
a little bit of drink.
This much drink.
Got a little bit of drink left. So if you've got any questions, ask
us any questions, and we will answer them now. Dave wants to know, when does my paid gig wrap up? Let me have a look on my calendar, and I will tell you exactly. Officially, I'm finished by the 1st of March. I then have another course to write in like 3 weeks, but it's not as full on. But I should start doing that next week as well. But by the 1st of March, I'm a load emptier. Like
a load emptier.
My diary is empty for most of the rest of the year. But yeah, by the 1st of March, I'm free. We have been asked about Neighbours. We're not gutted because we don't watch it, but we're gutted because it's the end of something and it's the end of an institution. And I'm gutted for all the actors and crew that work on it. But we don't watch it, and although I've signed the petition to say don't axe it, I didn't watch it yesterday or today.
No, I mean, but it's a shame for all the actors and all the technical people involved in it. Because, they'll be like, I'm glad I've got a job. But then It's like all the people that were in shows when the pandemic hit.
Pete Potofsky would like to know, do we miss Broadstairs?
No, not really.
No, and if I talk about where we used to live, I miss it out, don't we? I say Deptford instead of Broadstairs. I kind of like have blocked it out of my head.
I remember it's a lovely place to live. I remember its plus points. It's a beautiful little town. But we were just getting a little bit... We needed more, didn't we?
Yeah, all the banks were closing.
The shops were closing, like really
no
nice...
supermarkets.
Yeah, the shops were closing and then turning into hairdressers. There's about 55 hairdressers on the road, on the high street. And it just sort of... It was losing its charm.
I miss some of the pubs. Because I felt really comfortable in the pubs there. I don't feel as comfortable in the pubs up here yet.
There was a lot of nice, what they call craft beer places in Broadstairs.
Yeah. I just, honestly, I felt like a lot more comfortable there than I do here. Like, out in pubs. Because you get looked at. I hate getting looked at.
It's because you're so goddamn fabulous.
Who is your favourite ever Blue Peter presenter? You don't, we don't have one. You didn't.
We didn't watch it. I was busy doing chores. But I heard John Noakes was good.
Mine might be Karen Keating. I like Karen Keating because she was funky and fierce. So I like Karen Keating. I liked Mark Curry most probably a little bit. Karen Keating, I think, because she was fierce. Do you have any 5 pences? We don't. Jason wants to go to the clicks machine.
Oh,
we haven't got any 5p.
Don't get the veg soup or the chicken soup.
What's your favourite ABBA song?
Take your teeth out. Tell me what's wrong.
I like the new. I Still Have Faith in You. I think that's a beautiful song, and I really like the sound of it, and I like the spirit of it, and I like the sound of their voices. But I really like a song that goes, I am the tiger, I always find ya, I am behind ya. I don't know what it's called. It goes, the city is a nightmare. I like that one.
Take your teeth out, tell me what's wrong. That's my favourite one.
Size Limbo, what's your favourite ABBA? Alan, do you recall what your inspiration was to be an actor / comedian? That's from Dave.
Do you know what? We laugh about this, but it could be the start of it. My nana was remarried when I was 6 or 7, and she had a hen party, and we were invited to it. It was only at her house, she had a little drinks cabinet, and there's all these women there from her work. She worked in like a factory, I think, and then for some reason I did the impersonation of a stripper with the music, and I did it, and I was miming taking gloves off, and all these women were like laughing, and I was like, well, And then a week later, when she was actually married,
didn't you get tipped like 20p as well?
Yeah, go on, Alan. Yeah, just do. And then at her wedding, at the wedding reception in the evening, Brenda, one of the women, said, "Oh, let's get Alan to do the striptease again." It sounds wrong, but it wasn't.
How old were you?
7. I might have been younger, actually.
And you just loved the people watching you and laughing at you and having that like control.
So, and it's all mimed. I didn't take my clothes off or anything like that. It wasn't weird. But I think it was things... I was literally like I was miming taking a glove off. And I've obviously seen it in like a Hilda Baker movie or Steptoe and Son, when there's always like a stripper in
Bam, ba, ba, da. What? No, the stripper music, the proper stripper tune.
Da, da, da. So the DJ put on the stripper music. So and I was doing all this stripping, and I was like turning my back to the audience and doing that. So all these old women were just pissing themselves laughing. My dad and all his family were like, "Oh my god!"
Livid with you.
Not livid, but like, "Oh, it's just so embarrassing." And I think that's the start. That when I got that attention.
A burning question coming from Linda LaHughes. What's your favourite type of cooked potato?
Chips.
Is it?
From the chippy.
Oh yeah, chippy chips are good, but I have to get vegan chips, don't I?
Chips, vegan chips.
Oh yeah, nothing beats chippy chips.
He has to ring ahead.
Vinegar. Ever considered doing historical skits? Henry VIII and his 6 wives.
We ain't got the costumes.
I haven't got the costumes, but I'm quite tempted to do the opening song from 6.
Okay.
which I'll have to teach to Alan, which goes like divorced, deceased, beheaded, survived.
Oh, I think you showed me that on
Yeah.
a West
And there is a
End.
little dance routine, and we might do that, and we can do all the different wives.
BGBS says, have we done Hattie Jakes? We did a Carry On Doctor picture, didn't we?
Yeah, we did carry on.
And I dressed as matron. Ooh,
See if I can
matron.
find it.
And Jamie was dressed as Barbara Windsor with his little love heart bra on. And you were ever so worried about this, weren't you? I said, don't be worried, you look fabulous. There we go.
There we are. This is back when I was properly worried about sharing this stuff because of the job I do is quite serious and whatever. I thought, like, will people still hire me? Genuinely, will people still hire me after seeing that sort of stuff?
So, I mean, I'm appalled at the wig.
Ooh, mine?
No, mine.
I'm looking for any questions. I'm missing loads of the questions now. Have you got any questions over there? Dave says it sounds just like him. He used to infuse himself into his mum's Tupperware and home deco parties and do a little performance. Euro Pop Top is here. Hey, Euro Pop Top. I love Maggie Bob.
What's he saying? What's he saying? What did read out what he's saying? You're a pop top, what's he said?
Loves Maggie Bog.
And
Destiny.
Who's Destiny?
I think he means divinity.
Oh, you're all at it. You're all called her Destiny.
Divinity.
Although you called her Destiny, didn't you? When I first started doing her.
Grinning Morons says, police investigate stripper schoolboy age 7. Just a mime, he tells officers. Jason Darcy loves it up the chippy.
Up the chippy.
Do you know what? I might. That was a thought I had when I was in the bath the other day, and I've not said it to you yet. We should do a lip sync of Victoria Wood's Chippy song. That might come soon. We just need to do a plait wig so we can do the aft on a plait.
I like when they're on doing that.
Yeah.
It won't regurgitate the chippies.
Question came over here. How's the weight loss going? I've like plateaued. I've not lost any more.
I lost £5 the first week, and then £2 the second week.
But yeah, I've kind of plateaued. Call the Midwife. We've done Call the Midwife.
Photo. We did photo. We've not done video.
Let me see if I can find it. Like we don't know it well enough to do like a whole video of it, but that was called The Midwife.
We quite chuffed with that one.
Yeah,
weren't we?
we're really chuffed with that. Look at putting those together. That's like 5 photographs all stitched together. Is there any character you just aren't happy with and haven't done? Like it ended up on the cutting room floor.
I hated in the office the photo.
Oh yeah.
We did the office photo, and we did Seinfeld, and that didn't come out very well.
Seinfeld was all right.
We can sort of tell when our stuff goes down well because people go, "Wow, great!" And if it's a bit shit,
You know what we did do?
They would go.
We didn't like it, and we didn't really want to do it. Gavin and Stacey, and we did it, and the photo's not very good. But Alan looks great as Nessa from Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, she was only the really success of that, wasn't she? Really?
Yeah. Any other questions that are coming in? So, Dave is apologising to my mum and dad. I don't know what's been said. My dad pops off for a while, so it might just be my mum there now. But my mum and dad are ace.
I saw the word moose knuckle somewhere.
That might be what Dave's apologising to. I think a question's coming in asking what's the best Eurovision winner. Joanne Gray has most probably answered with my answer. Conchita Wurst.
Oh yeah.
I loved her song, and loved like her, and loved what she was doing and who she was. I also love Wild Dances by Ruslana.
Peggy loves that as well.
Yeah, we play that to Peggy to get her wound up.
She's really excited when that comes on. So a couple of people have been mentioning Tenko. Could we do Tenko?
We could do the women of Tenko. We obviously couldn't do any of the guards because we're not going to like do sellotape comedy like racist eyes.
No, but I mean, it'd be a bit funny me being in a prisoner of war camp. Where's she getting all that? Where's she getting all that food from?
She's obviously bribing the guards
with sushi.
Your young Mr. Grace and the Nurses, 10 out of 10. Oh, we love doing that. I don't know. Grinning Morons TV. I don't know if you've seen our outtakes, but we have an outtakes video on YouTube. They pop up in that because I just couldn't keep a straight face when Alan was that big beefy nurse.
I was rubbing my boobs in your face, wasn't I? I was watching Are You Being Served Tonight on Drama, and it was the Young Mr. Grace's This Is Your Life episode, and they actually say to they bring up Mrs. Slocum, and they say a young Rachel Yiddle. So that's her name.
That's her name, the nurse.
No, Mrs. Slocum.
Oh,
a young Rachel Yiddle, I think it was.
Wow.
Before she became Mrs. Slocum. But she's called Betty, isn't she? I thought she was called Betty Slocum.
Oh, we've missed something. There's been recipe sharing, American recipe sharing.
What?
Sweet potato biscuits. Now, I don't know if they mean biscuits as in, like, we would say biscuits.
Oh, you mean scones?
Or like...
Scones?
Yeah, Dave's sort of biscuits. Dave, when I had biscuits and gravy for a breakfast once in Oklahoma, I wasn't best pleased. Because the gravy's white and the biscuits were like buns. And apparently the gravy had chicken in it, so I couldn't have it anyway. So I had a what did I have? A bare knuckle.
You did, yeah. A bear paw.
Bear paw.
Bear knuckle.
Oh, bear paw. And I've once had a cinnamon roll that was as big as my head. And that was in Arkansas. And I like that a lot.
Somebody said, could we do Big Brother?
Who's somebody? We have to say
somebody.
the names.
I'm trying to think of the name.
Melanie
Burford said, could we do Big Brother?
Well, I thought about the celebrity Big Brother with people like the Cat Bin Lady.
I'd love to do Bracky again in Big Brother. You know, when she had like carry bags.
Alan did a sketch for Adam and Joe's Takeover TV. This is going way back. And in it, we did some Big Brother, filmed some Big Brother around our house in London, didn't we? We did like a forgotten celebrity called Bunty Chutney. And she'd been in basically all eras of entertainment. So we did a silent movie with her.
Yeah, where she was dropped out of a window. And she...
Actually, I've just said it really quickly, so you won't have heard, but the genius of the name that he came up with for the character, Bunty Chutney. And Bunty Chutney had a hat, didn't she? And you've given it away. And
oh yeah, it was a hat, fur hat with two pom poms, and she wore some of the teeth I wear now, didn't she?
Did she?
Yeah, she wore the Austin Powers teeth.
Oh wow!
And she had some daft big, joke shop glasses.
Because that's way back though.
Yeah, and then I did a character called Roundabout Ron, who was a kids' TV program, and he lived on a roundabout, in the middle of a roadworks. And that went on the show, didn't it?
Yeah, I think I was the puppet, wasn't I? I operated the puppet. Who I can't remember. The puppet was called Stinky, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and
Stinky
it was a cat. Paul McFarlane, have we found macaroni pies yet? No, Paul, we need you to send some to us.
No, they don't sell them down here, Paul.
They just don't sell them. Alan's never had one.
They're just in Scotland.
We haven't done I'm a Celebrity. We thought about doing I'm a Celebrity when it was on last year. We need to think of like some fun props that we can make where we can drop like fake
snakes,
beetles and snakes on
it's a good
people's
idea.
heads. Here we go. Sai says, do not do the bin lady. She deserves no fame. Horrible story. It's just because I want to do those people that are were famous for a tiny amount of time and then were forgotten. We'll have to think of some others. Like one of them might be that climate change guy that was on Question Time last week, the one in the purple jumper. Those sort of people. No, he was anti-vaxxer, wasn't he? Not climate change.
Oh, David Icke?
No, it was this weird guy in the audience. Jamie, have you tried baked potatoes with tuna or corn or baked beans? Is that for me, Jamie?
It's vegetarian.
I've tried baked potatoes. I like baked potatoes.
Baked potatoes.
And I like them with baked beans, and I like them with corn, and I like them with cheese.
Oh, Martin Garton Spencer says he's trying to work out how to get us a macaroni pie sent to us. Oh, you don't have to, love.
I know. I don't know how you'd send them to us, how they'd get here. They wouldn't go off, would they, in a day? 2 days?
Well, they'd get bashed about by the Royal Mail, wouldn't they?
Martin could put them in some bubble wrap.
Imagine the postman. Here's a parcel. There's like bits of cheese sauce.
Honestly, they're delicious. Big Brother Villains Edition. Prison Sublocation. It's going to happen.
It will happen.
We've got bits and pieces.
Some props have arrived this week for it.
I want to do.
It's
6 videos, so a video for every year. So we'll do like Prison Sublocation 1979.
I know we keep saying, "Oh, we're going to do it," but we've had to look for uniforms and I've got to make a press. I have to. We have to treat this like properly.
That's for my cousin Lucy. Grey Gardens.
I'm staunch character.
Grey Gardens was one of Alan's like
it's
guilty secrets.
It's if you've not seen it, just watch it. It's the two Edie's in the 70s living in the Hamptons in New York in a rundown house.
Jackie Onassis' cousins.
Yeah, the cousins of Jackie Onassis, and they've just their lives have in the 20s and 30s they were like debutantes and went to all the parties, and life just got away, and they just became these two recluses in a really run-down, rank old house full of cats and raccoons and mice, most probably, and it's just a great documentary. And little Edie just makes these costumes a bit like what we do, out of different things, and she'll wear like a cardigan for a skirt and squirt. Like my squirt.
And then one of the drag queens on Drag Race did Little Edie. Jinx Monsoon is one of our favourite ever contestants. And luckily we've seen her in Scarborough.
Yeah.
She came to Scarborough to do a show, like a really nice little intimate show as well. She did Little Edie on Drag Race, and suddenly like it became famous, which is great. But it was also, one of those lovely little things that was like our secret.
But that's when they do good things on that.
Yeah.
They don't, some of them don't. They do reality stars.
Mishmash, your brother, says, could we get a recipe and make our own macaroni pie? It wouldn't be the same, Mishmash. There's just something really tasty about these macaroni pies that you get in Scotland.
It's like me and hummus. I love shop-made hummus. And James says, make your own. No, it doesn't taste the same.
A lot of people are talking about Little Edie, revolutionary outfit of the day.
Oh, yeah.
King Cola says he loved our, or she, loved our, or they, loved our ABBA, I Still Have Faith in You parody.
Oh, I'm glad somebody did.
Thank you. Like the amount, the time that we put that out in, I'm still really proud of us. Because we got it out within like 2 days of the video.
Oh,
excuse me, swallowed an umbrella earlier. We got it out within 2 days of that video coming out, and we were so proud of it because we really did try and do it as like faithfully as possible without taking the piss. Dave says he loves Mishmash's name.
Yeah, Mishmash is my brother, Michael, and we've always had a nickname for him. And then about 10, 15 years ago, we came with Mishmash, didn't we?
And it just stuck.
So we've just called him that ever since. So Mishmash is my brother.
Lives down in Hull.
Lives in Kingston upon Hull.
Lives in the posh bit. Garden Village. Downton Abbey, that's on our list to do. We don't watch it, but we can look at it and do a skit of it. You know our Downton Abbey stories. I've auditioned for it, and we also served broken pie to the
housekeeper.
The
of
housekeeper of Downton Abbey when we were caterers. We were caterers for Chocker Chick from Play School's party.
We were told to reheat salmon pie. And I'm like, I'm not sure you can reheat pies.
So for a Play School presenter hired us to cater her 60th birthday party.
Yeah.
It might have even been, 60th I think it was. What a life we've led, eh?
Oh dear.
And yes, she was one of the guests, and we had to serve this pie that would almost just like fallen apart.
We got paid well, didn't we?
We got paid really well.
And I got some caviar out of the night.
Well, he popped it in his purse.
I put on a couple of cream crackers. Really gorgeous.
Phil Andrews says, thank you for doing Sons and Daughters. Our absolute pleasure. We love Sons and Daughters.
I actually had to create the Fiona look, because she's got the sort of blonde streak. So I got one of our wigs and put like white makeup through it, so she has a sort of little white. And
I saying to Alan, you can't do all that, because he was writing it. And I said, it's way too epic. We should just do like... No, Mikey.
If this is going to go out there in the bloody world, we're going to put some bloody effort into it.
But today on YouTube, he got the first praise for his Rosie impression from Sons and Daughters. And we thought he was brilliant at Rosie, and no one's ever said it. And someone today...
Rosie in Sons and Daughters.
Helen Daniels from Neighbours.
She's very, very placid. But if anybody slags Wayne off, don't you my little Wayne. My little Wayne's lovely. My little Wayne's beautiful, little boy.
Oh, okay, Dave has to go. He has to file a report. Dave's like a PI, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine being in like sort of little, like a smoky office with one of those like, you know, detective doors.
Yeah.
PI, Dave PI on it.
Like his little gun holster on his shoulder.
I had to walk out in the middle of the night.
Dave, thank you for joining us. We can't wait to meet you and bring you and show you the sights of Scarborough.
Oh, you can have a lovely chippy
We'll get
tea.
you some vegan fish and chips.
You can have a little kiss me quick hat on. We're going to shove a big stick of rock in your mouth.
All right, lovelies. Mark Malate 88. I'd love you to do a parody of "Love Is a Stranger" by Eurythmics. We'll look at it because we did Eurythmics, of course, for our Top of the Pops, and we love our picture of Eurythmics.
Yeah, I mean, we love doing music and stuff, but we have a bit of a battle on with YouTube's because of copyright. So sometimes we're close to being like pulled, aren't we?
Yeah, we can. Well, only on the live shows. Weirdly, when we put it out in like we did the Spice Girls 2 Become One, and it's fine because you put it up and immediately it says this is the Spice Girls 2 Become One, and you just tick and say, yeah, I know it is. Let the Spice Girls have their money, but look at these guys.
Oh, Mark Dainton, I love you. He said, D. Morell's will reading and Plan C were the best. I love Plan C. Do you remember?
Yeah, me as Plan C.
The wow.
That was right at the end of the day, and I think we were a bit tired, weren't we? But
Yeah.
we still wanted to get Plan C into
And we
it.
wanted little Peggy to be Charlie Bartlett's little dog. Isabella.
Jason Rigby says his new dog,
Dexter.
older dog Dexter,
Older dog.
looks like Fiona.
Oh.
Because he's stripping his teeth at that new puppy.
Oh, it's getting on. Are they all getting on?
We battle with YouTube on copyright. We don't have a battle with YouTube. It's just like on the live shows, it picks up like Cilla Black. Cilla's asking the question. It picks up if we're playing something and will stop the stream.
No, when we did the Eurovision, some of the videos.
Oh yeah. Certain things will get banned. So Nina singing 99 Red Balloons is a hidden Easter egg. It might be out there somewhere, but it got pulled. That little bit I'm able to, because of the editing I do, I'm able to just pull that out. And yeah, a bit of the Eurovision we got banned for a while, and then we put in a appeal, and we actually got in touch with the people, the artist. All right, my loves, I think we are at the end.
We're approaching 10 o'clock, which means it's Peggy's PP time.
It is. There's a great video coming this weekend. If we get it done, which fingers crossed we will, there's something really good coming your way. So look out for that. We'll be back next Wednesday live. The Giggle Boxes will not be back yet. We'll try and get the news done for you. And the Giggle Boxes will make a triumphant return in March, along with the new faces that you're going to meet. There's some really good, fun new characters popping up.
New faces with Marty Kane.
BG Bear, before we go, said, can we do the Sunny Life when they're at the garden centre? And a woman cheerfully announces that she's been at a funeral.
You've been to a funeral, Derek? Oh, it wasn't Supervel, was it? No.
Cy Slimbo has said that Lulu did a song about a tiger. Strange for Cy Slimbo to mention that, because of course Lulu isn't dead. And Cy Slimbo loves the deceased people. And Philip Jacques Fortinbras are dying to know if you could invite... So this will be the last question, and then we're going to go. And it'll be a hard one to answer, but I'm dying to know if you could invite any 4 people, living or dead, to a dinner party, who would you invite? Amy Sedaris. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think Amy Sedaris... This is mine. Amy Sedaris... who would I love at a dinner party? I wouldn't want anyone too clever because it would like do my nut in. Are you thinking of yours?
Oh yeah, I've got 3 already.
Oh, mine are difficult. Alan, who are yours?
Les Dawson.
Yeah.
Hilda Baker.
Yeah.
Molly Sugden. And most probably Shelley Bassey.
Wow, what a weird party Alan
I know.
would be.
Perhaps Shirley should come for another 4. But I can imagine Molly Sugden, Hilda Baker, and those Dawson get on quite well.
I think I'd like Streep at mine. Streep. I think I'd have a laugh with Streep. Streep, Amy Sedaris, Jennifer Saunders. Oh, and someone fun and new.
Because they've got to get on with each other, haven't they, as well? Otherwise, it's going to be horrible.
I don't want a man there, I don't think. Well, I'm looking at a picture of Biggins on my wall, and I think Biggins, because he'd have stories. Oh, Joan Collins. That's it. Jennifer Saunders, Joan Collins, Streep, and Amy Sedaris. That would be mine. And yours would be those four, yeah? Shirley Bassey.
Well, Shirley, I'm not sure whether Shirley would... Because I've seen Shirley.
She'd create... No, she's quite a laugh, though, isn't she?
Yeah. She knows Les, because they did a show together.
Yeah, she'd be a laugh.
Shirley would be a laugh. She'd laugh at Molly's pussy jokes. And Hilda Baker would just make everybody laugh with her malapropisms.
And you could say about Tina Turner's Goldeneye song, and what would she say?
She hasn't got the tone. She doesn't have the tone.
All right, my lovelies. Thank you, everyone. Diane Morgan would be a great guest at a dinner party.
Randy.
All right, my loves. Thank you for joining us.
Have a lovely week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay out there. Enjoy yourselves.
Safe walk home. Go to the chippy on the way home.
Have I got anything to play out? Just a bit of Cilla. Night night, everyone.
Priscilla Maria Veronica White became Cilla Black, pop star, when discovered by the Beatles manager in 1963. Cilla soared to stardom with 2 number ones, a string of top 10 hits, and her own TV series. Cilla's popularity grew during the 70s with yet more TV shows. Cilla was now a major showbiz personality. Today, Cilla plays matchmaker in the show with a Laura Laughs, Blind Date. She also hosts the show that's got a Laura Tears, the hugely successful Surprise Surprise. This year, Cilla celebrates 30 years in show business with a return to her first love, singing. Her new album, Through the Years, commemorates her success and sees new partnerships with old friends. Cilla Black, from 63 to 93, the first 30 years.